MIA Carter's phone buzzed at 2:17 a.m. on March 6, 2025, jolting her awake. She fumbled for it on her cluttered nightstand, the glow of the screen cutting through the dark. It was an X notification from Zara, the influencer MIA had followed religiously for years. Zara wasn't just a content creator, she was a force, her 12 million followers captivated by her neon-streaked hair, enigmatic vlogs, and a voice that could make even a shampoo ad sound like a prophecy. The post was mid-thread, a frantic burst of words, "They are watching. Don't trust the blue light." MIA blinked, rubbing sleep from her eyes. Zara had been hyping Lumine AR, a new augmented reality app, for weeks, something about unlocking hidden layers of the world. This didn't sound like a promo. It sounded like a warning. She refreshed X, waiting for the next post, the inevitable, ZV out, sign off. Nothing came. Just silence. By sunrise, the internet was ablaze. #Zara missing trended worldwide, her last Instagram story, a shaky clip of her staring into a glowing blue screen, eyes wide with something like fear, cut off mid-frame. Theories swirled, a publicity stunt, a mental breakdown, a hack. MIA, though, felt a tug deeper than curiosity. She was a puzzle junkie, crosswords, escape rooms, even a 3-day binge decoding an ARG once. This wasn't random. It was a thread begging to be pulled. She brewed coffee and dove into Zara's X history. The influencer's posts were a mosaic of cryptic hints. A week ago, "The lens shows too much. I can't unsee it." For days prior, they said it was safe, but I hear them now. 2 days ago, "I shouldn't have signed up." MIA cross-referenced timestamps with Lumine AR's rollout. The app had launched a month earlier, promising AR filters that adapted to your environment in real time. Zara's early videos showed her apartment warping into neon dreamscapes, walls melting, furniture twisting. But the last few? Shadows lingered where they shouldn't. A faint blue pulse flickered in the corners, unnoticed by her gushing fans. Then MIA found the burner accounts. Buried in the replies to Zara's final post were handles like @X7K9P2 and @Q4M1L8, posting fragments. She saw it. The light knows. One dropped a photo, Zara's pink hoodie, crumpled on a park bench under a street lamp. Mia's pulse raced. She searched X, piecing together a pattern. The burners weren't spam, they were deliberate, like breadcrumbs scattered by someone who knew she'd look. Or something that wanted her to. Against every shred of common sense, MIA downloaded Lumine AR. The app's cheerful chime greeted her as it overlaid her messy bedroom with a shimmering filter. She scrolled the options, Dreamscape, Neon Rush, until she hit True Sight, the feature Zara had raved about in her vlogs. Her screen flared blue, and the room shifted. The walls pulsed faintly, and in the corners, she saw them, vague outlines of figures, standing still, watching her. MIA yelped, dropping the phone. It clattered to the floor, screen dimming, but the blue glow lingered in her vision, a low hum buzzing in her skull. She didn't sleep. Instead, she combed Zara's backlog for more. A vlog from 2 weeks ago stood out, Zara, pacing her loft, muttering about a test phase and volunteers who didn't come back. Her voice cracked as she said, "It's not just an app. It's alive." MIA dug into Lumine AR's maker, Nextech. The company's site was polished but thin, vague mission statements about redefining perception. A deeper web search turned up a forum thread, half-deleted, claiming Nextech spun out of a failed DARPA project, Project Azure, a sensory augmentation trial from the early 2000s. Participants reported hallucinations, figures in the dark, voices in static, before it was shut down. 3 deaths, officially unrelated. Mia's coffee went cold. She reopened Luminar, hands shaking. TrueSight activated, and this time, the figures weren't just outlines. They had faces, blank, eyeless, but eerily familiar, like distorted echoes of people she knew. One turned its head, and MIA swore it whispered her name, a sound that slithered through the air. She ripped off her headphones, heart hammering. Her phone buzzed, an X notification from Zara vibe. Run. It was a DM, sent straight to her. MIA stared, fingers frozen. Before she could type back, her screen flared blue, and the app crashed. A text file auto-downloaded, Azure_log.txt. She opened it on her laptop, scanning garbled code, timestamps, coordinates, subject IDs. One line burned into her retinas, subject ZV, terminated. Observer effect initiated. Next target acquired. Observer effect. High school physics flashed back, observation altering reality. Was that Zara's, they are watching? Had she seen something through Luminar that marked her? And now? MIA was in the crosshairs? Her apartment lights flickered. A hum vibrated through the walls, growing louder. Her phone lit up and prompted, blue light spilling across the room. She grabbed her keys and bolted for the door, but not before glancing at the screen. TrueSight was back. The figures crowded her reflection in the glass, one reaching out, its hand brushing the frame. MIA stumbled into the night, the city's neon signs blurring as she ran. Her phone buzzed relentlessly in her pocket. She ducked into a 24-hour diner, sliding into a booth, breathless. The waitress shot her a wary look, but MIA waved her off, pulling out her laptop. She needed answers. The Azure_log file was still open, hundreds of lines, but she focused on Zara's ID, ZV013. Entries tracked her exposure levels, spiking 3 days ago. The last note, subject resisted containment. Neutralized. Mia's throat tightened. Neutralized. She Googled Project Azure again, digging past the conspiracy blogs. An archived PDF from a whistleblower site loaded, a DARPA memo. Azure wasn't just augmentation, it was a surveillance experiment, testing a frequency that unlocked perception but also destabilized it. Subjects saw entities, classified as artifacts of the signal, and the more they saw, the more real the entities became. The memo ended with a chilling line, termination required when observation threshold exceeded. Her phone buzzed again. Another DM from Zara's account, they're in the light. Don't look. Mia's eyes flicked to the diner's fluorescent bulbs, flickering faintly blue. She shut her laptop, scanning the room. The other patrons, a trucker, an old man reading a paper, seemed normal. Then the old man glanced up, his eyes catching the light. They glowed blue for a split second. MIA bolted again, weaving through alleys, her breath ragged. She had to ditch the phone, it was compromised, but first, she checked Zara's final vlog, downloaded earlier. The clip was shaky, Zara whispering into the camera, "It's not AR. It's a window. They've been here all along, waiting for us to see them." Nextech knew. The screen flared blue, and Zara screamed before it cut out. MIA tossed her phone into a dumpster, but the hum followed her, echoing off the brick walls. She ducked into a parking garage, hiding behind a van. Her mind raced. Nextech had weaponized perception, turned an app into a trap. Zara had crossed a line, seen too much, and now MIA had too. The air thickened, the hum growing into a whine. She peeked out. A figure stood at the garage entrance, not a person, but one of them, its blank face shimmering under a street lamp's blue glow. She ran again, legs burning, until she reached a payphone, an antique, but it worked. She dialed her friend Jake, a tech nerd who owed her a favor. "MIA, it's 3 a.m., he groaned. "Shut up and listen," she hissed, explaining everything. Jake went quiet, then said, "I've heard of Unsee. It's real. If they're after you, it's because you're a witness now. Get off the grid, ditch anything with a screen." "Too late," she whispered. The payphone's receiver crackled, a faint blue light pulsing through the cord. She dropped it and turned. The garage was empty, but the shadows moved, converging. A voice, not Jake's, slithered from the dangling receiver. "MIA." She sprinted into the night, the city alive with blue flickers, streetlights, billboards, car headlights. They were everywhere. Zara's warning rang in her head, "Don't trust the blue light." But how do you escape something that's already seen you? Above her, the sky darkened, and a single street lamp flared blue, casting her shadow long and sharp. It moved before she did.